Good evening, good afternoon, good everything wherever you are. It's a very good day to be here again. It's my dedication that I am not going to use social media for something that is not cultivative, something that does not build. As from this video, it's going to be about the skills I have. I'm going to be sharing with you people so that you can better your life. A very wise person told me you can lose money and get it more, but if you lose time, you will never ever get more time. If you're 25 years old, the only thing that can happen is for you to be 26, 27, 28. There's no way if you're 25 years today, you are going to be 24, 19, 18. So let's use this time wisely. Make sure you get the best of it. So I'm going to share some tips that I have. I always have tips. I'm a salesperson. I do sales. I'm in real estate, and also I coach people. I talk to people. My area is mindset, health and wealth, mostly in business mindsets, because everything goes around mindsets. Your mind is the most important tool that you're going to ever have in your lifetime. Be with me. So let's get best of this time, this social media, and you're going to be good. So today I would like to say how to get a customer that you don't know and sell them something that you're selling. So there's a formula that we use. It's a formula that you use. We can call it CIPFIRE, CIPFERE, CIPFIRE, and it is used. But after using this process, there is an engulfing an universal row of numbers. I'm going to touch on that on this video. The next video I'm going to do. So number one, you should make sure you get contacts. You should make sure you get contacts. So contacts, what do you do when you have someone? So the last video I did, it was about getting contacts from your friends, from the friends of friends, from anywhere, from Facebook, from any social media. The moment you get contacts, what do you do with them? So once the process of said CIPFIRE, it starts for C, you get the contacts. Then you have to get the I. I stands for you presenting, for you inviting. You invite them to what you are doing. You invite them, tell them this is what I do, would you like? So a sale is a process. So you have to invite them to see what you are doing. So number one, if you get a contact. Number two is invite them to see what they are doing. If they're interested, they qualify to the third stage where you present them. So the inviting process is just asking them, would you be interested to see what I'm doing, to see what I'm selling? Some are going to say yes or no. That's why you get the power of persuasion. Through this form, you are going to learn the power of persuasion. The power you can persuade someone who was not interested to be interested. So when you get this contact, you invite them, you tell them this is what I do. Would you like to see what I do? Most will say yes, because most are open-minded. When someone is interested, then you have to present. So what you are doing, if you are selling real estate, apartment, Airbnb, any real estate product, any business, if it's this phone, if it's this car, you have to make sure you present them. Make sure your presentation is fluent. It's very easy. It's like, don't make your presentation so concentrated that someone will not understand it. Make it as you're telling to a 3-year-old person. make it as brief as you can. If you take 5 minutes explaining me about this cup, I'll be bored. Yeah, I'll be bored. So make sure it is very sweet, very simple, to make sure that this person understands it very well. Even if you're presenting an office space, you're presenting an idea, make sure brief. So the moment you get a presentation, what you do, you're going to lose very many people after doing presentation, because it might not be the right time. Someone told me them it's not a good product. His friend got the product and it was good for him. So most of them, you are going to lose these people. So for him to make sure that you are not losing so many people, you are going back to getting more contacts. That's why you should have a lot of contacts. The other thing, it's not in the process, but you should record. You should record. So I have some of what I do. I record the people who are interested in what I do. I record them. These are files to make sure I always get back to them. So record that person. And if the customer says, I'm not interested today, you might ask them, when can I get you back? When can I call you back? Give me a contact. So why are you asking for this? Because you want to set your next time to meet, your next time to call them. So after getting presentation, you get their contacts, you write them down. Don't put it in your phone, just write it down for quick reference. The other thing is follow-up. So the moment you have gotten these customers' contact, you have to make sure that you follow up. So and so, Mr. Eric, you told me to call me on Wednesday, and June, you told me to call me. That's why I've called you. So always make sure when you're calling a person to make sure that you're presented something that they want to buy, make sure you have a reason to call them back. If the customer is walking away, just ask him, when can I call you back? To make sure that you have set another meeting. You have set another meeting in his mind to be expecting you. So if the customer, you have followed them, and actually follow up that if you want to make more money, many people who make money in sales business are very good in follow-up. Very good in follow-up. If a customer tells you call me in the evening, you call them in the evening. If he says Monday in the morning, Sunday, call them. He will see that he's dealing with a very sharp person. So number one, you get the contact. You make sure you invite them to what you are doing, to see what you are doing. Then you present to them. The other thing is follow-up. Make sure you follow up. Follow up, this is where the money is. This is where the money is. So make sure you follow up until that customer blocks you. Blocks your number. I usually say follow up to a customer or to a lead until he or she blocks your number. He or she blocks your number. Make sure you follow up. You told me, you told me, you told me. That person will be tired and one day is going to tell you, okay, I'm okay, let's get this thing. Because money, when it gets to person, mtu kutoa pesa inakuanga very hard. So for someone to spend the money, it's usually very hard. And if you are telling a person to invest 600,000 and he doesn't have that need, you have to follow up. So if someone is follow up and his friend it is okay, let me get to you. You have to enroll them. Enrolling them, you have to make sure that you treat that customer with respect. Make sure if it's a property is buying, if it's a commodity is buying, if it's a service is buying, make sure in enrolling, this is where the money comes from the customer's pocket to your pocket or to the person you represent, because most of us are agents. That's where the money gets into your account. So follow up also, make sure if a customer is paying in bits, make sure if the customer said I'm going to pay at the end of the month, make sure it's end of the month. If he tells you call me on the 29th or 30th, that's when he gets his money. Before he spends that money, be very sharp. And that's why I've said you should always record numbers, and write something about what the customer said. So make sure you follow up that customer and he has enrolled. After enrolling, make sure you feel that customer is welcome. You know, if he has bought a property worth 50,000, 100,000, 500,000, make sure that you try to give back something to make sure that you remind him or her about the sale that he bought. If it's a phone, make sure you have given him a credit, make him you have given good services, and add something. Make sure your competitor does something and do it better for that customer to bring to you another customer. So don't do like any other person. Don't do like your competitor. Make sure that that customer has something tangible, even if it's a book, even if it's a Bible. Make sure that customer, even if it's like maybe a magazine like this, make sure he gets something. Make sure that customer gets something so that he or she is going to remind you. You can buy, if it's a man, a tie, a t-shirt, we call them merchandise. Make sure you give that customer something. It's going to remind him of you. So after enrolling, what you can do is just maybe have events. So make sure when you are giving out maybe goodies, you're talking to people, make sure you're able to retain that person. Make sure you're able to retain that person by giving him maybe very good services, after sales services, giving them t-shirts, bags, gumboots, anything, such a cap. That's how you retain a person, and make sure you talk to that person now and then. So when you are retaining that person, you must be able to be talking now and then. Don't be mean in words. Make sure you talk to your client. They are your boss. Make sure you talk to your clients. What Julia had, you know what they are doing. If they are going through hard time, make sure you encourage them. So after you're able to retain these people, then you should have the events. You have events, invite them, and let's have a good time. If that person, you go that process and he becomes your customer and he thinks about you, and he's going to bring you friends. So you understand, if you're in the real estate or you are in any business, if you treat a customer very well, he's going to be your marketer. He'll be marketing your business for you. And that's what you need. And there's no a good sale like a sale that you have not worked for. We call it a referral. That's the best sale. If you go through this process of getting to that customer and making sure that he's able to buy, and he goes through this process and you're engaging with him, he becomes your friend, and this friend is going to do free marketing for you. We call it the word of mouth marketing. Word of mouth marketing. He's going to tell you, the reason why he's going to market for you is because you find that if I have a car, if I have a business, the people will be spending most of the time in my time. The people I will spend most of my time are people who have business. If I'm a realtor, if I'm a person who works in a supermarket, most of the people I'm going to work with, I'm going to work in the supermarket, and mostly the things I've bought is what another person is of the same level to buy. So make sure that when you treat these customers, actually the first customer to your business, you should treat them like they are angels, because when you do that, you're not going to struggle to get the recurrent sales, people who will be buying for you now and then. Then when you do that process, you're going to get customer and customers and customer and customer who are referred from those people who you treated well. So the customer is always king to a business. The customer is always king to a business, and he can do free marketing if you treat that customer well. That's where most of the people fail in business. They don't treat their customer well. If you treat your customer well, it's going to come with a customer who's going to come with a customer who's going to come with a customer. I've seen it happen. It will happen for you. Have a good day, a good week, a good month, a good year. Let's not waste any time. Let's make those sales. And if this video has helped you, make sure you follow, make sure you do something that is going to be motivating to me. Thank you.